Hi everyone, welcome to the Dreadline Express demo. This is a psychological horror game where you are riding on a train, on the last human train. I saw it during the Steam Next Fest and it was one of the demos I was most excited for. So let's get into it. I'm really excited. The train crew needs your help. Please report any unexpected behavior. I hear thumping. We have a lot of candles. The clock is going wild. I don't know if you see that. Look at an object and press the mouse button to interrupt. The noise coming from the wall speaker cuts through the layers of my consciousness. It pulls me into reality. The electrical circuit crackles, silence ensues. A moment later, an unfamiliar, sharply cut voice echoes through the compartment. With immediate effect, free movement on the train is forbidden. We've been spotted again. The lottery is already in progress, and the chosen passengers will be informed of their situation without delay. We expect your full cooperation. All hail the Supreme Engineer. Is someone trying to get into our room? Is that the thumping? Look at the clock. Madness has taken hold of the clock hands. Could this be related to the attack from outside? Could the train itself be reacting to it? Could be. I am not opening that door yet, no. Oh, is this what's attacking us? The pitch black darkness shrouding the sky is transforming. It swarms, breathes, and pulsates. An amorphous mass made up of thousands of tentacles, the steam locomotive at the front slows down under the terrible strain. Sticky sprouts are trying to make their way inside. The thin window glass is the last barrier separating me from that monstrosity. Oh, I love how detailed the text is. Okay, look at the table. Tiny objects dance to the rhythm of train sleepers across a once elegant piece of furniture. The worn piece of wood is covered with many scratches from countless former passengers, but some of the grooves are fresher and deeper than others at first glance. Remotely, they give the impression of a coherent text. However, it is not possible to read it in the dim light. We might need to grab a candle. The compartment is lit by a warm candlelight. In other circumstances, it would seem cozy. I can see the original electric lights on the ceiling, but somebody has put them out of commission. Oh, you made an observation. I did read that much of the story has you using cards to affect what happens. We'll flip the card. Light has been our guide since the beginning of time. Within its reach, the unknown becomes tangible. It allows us to discover and learn. Here on board the train, human light is so much more reassuring. An invisible barricade protecting the fragile mind from the incomprehensible outside. The carriages have electric lights, but it's unclear if they work. In my private compartment, the lighting is cut off for some reason. I am left to the soothing glow of candles. The wax, however, is running out. Well, we need the light right now, so I'm going to take it in hand rather than keeping it for later. Hold and press to play your hand on the object in front of you. Interesting. So if I use it here, I'll hold and lighten the creases. I really like that. That's interesting. Perhaps if I grab the nearest candle, I might be able to read the lines in its flickering light. Very cool. Hidden secrets emerge. With no small effort, I set to reading. Teresa Mather, born 1938. Boarded, 8 years old, beloved daughter. Kind, innocent, modest. Demise. Ooh, in the train. Coward, don't forget, you are a coward. I'm a coward. Oh no. There are many fresh, deep punctures around the text, strong knife stab wounds. You've revealed a fragment of your past. Daughter. Flip the card. Memories betray me. I have a daughter. How could I forget? Or rather, I had a daughter. Teresa was born in 1938. She was 8 years old when we boarded this train. The colossus of steel in which she died. It was my fault. I had the power to intervene. For that, I judged myself a coward. I wonder what exactly happened. This seems like one I can maybe save for later. Perhaps for a conversation with another passenger. I'm just gonna take it with me. I'm gonna keep the light on me. Press tab to open an album. In my stale pockets full of grease stains, I discover an object. Leather-bound book without a title. Raise your gaze and prepare it for a reward. Not mere cards, these pages preserve memories and knowledge in a form not subject to external influences. Choose the cards you deem most suitable to achieve your goals and prepare them in your hand. The cards in your palm form your intention, and as such, they are always used together. If the current hand is no good for you, the path of modesty can help. Narrow down your selection, think broadly, and pay attention to new leads. Okay, so there are many cards that are not in this demo, but there are many cards that are. The outside world, question mark, question mark. Ooh. This seems like it's going to be very interesting. There are a lot of cards that you can gather. I never thought that I'd want to play like a psychological horror game mixed with a card game, but I am into it already. I can crouch. Inspect the object. Hidden from the world is an unknown piece of luggage tucked under the seat. Sturdy leather, covered work case, where indicates active use. A numerical row locking mechanism guards the contents inside. Should I know the combination? Your memory is not great, main character. I wanted to interact with the plushie, but it doesn't seem like I can. Inspect the items. I don't recognize a single one of the items lying around on the makeshift storage area. Do they belong to me? However, there is a piece of paper sticking out one of the books. I'm drawn to it by an unspoken compulsion. The writing is rough and looks childish. My mom's name was Rose. Dad says she was here with us. He says people forget here. He'll remind me of everything. She was born in 1917, got married at 20, and then she died here. He says I'm not allowed to write anything down, but what if I forget again? Her name was Rose Mather. I wonder why writing things down is forbidden. You've revealed a fragment of your past, wife. Flip the card. Like a broken vase, I glue the pieces of my life together. I had a wife born in the year 1917. She seems to have died here on the train. How it happened, I don't know. In spite of my best efforts, I've forgotten, but I loved her with all my heart. I failed myself. I failed Teresa. I'm gonna keep it for later. Just in case I need more light, I want to keep this with me. We don't need to inspect that again. Did we inspect everything possible? I think we did. I guess we can open the door to whatever horrors are outside. The door is locked from the outside. I can't open it from here? Are you a passenger or a prisoner? I'm trapped in my own compartment. There's something wedged between the door and the door frame. Perhaps a note. Take a close look. A folded sheet of paper. It wasn't here before. It's addressed to me. Okay. A single sheet of paper with an impersonal message. In the lottery, your name was drawn. Oh, thank you for your sacrifice. Oh no. Wait for the arrival of the conductor and do not leave behind any memorabilia. There is no reason to endanger your loved ones. Is this what happened to our wife and daughter? Were they sacrificed? All hail the Supreme Engineer? No, I will not all hail the Supreme Engineer. Someone's coming for me. No. We're gonna get out of this mess. I don't want to be sacrificed. I gotta live. I'm a survivor. The door is locked still. I'm a prisoner in my own compartment. Oh no. Madness has taken hold of the clock. There has to be something we can use. Examine the luggage. I wonder if maybe I can... Oh, try to guess the lock combo. I can try as hard as I like, but I can't think of any line of numbers. Perhaps I have other knowledge that might be useful. Probably a birthday. I know you're not supposed to use birthdays, but it could be a birthday. Oh, I see. Okay. I'm gonna play my card. I could use the wife's year of birth as a code. See, what did I say? However, the numeric lock is 8 digits. One date is not enough. How about the daughter to my hand? I have 2 cards in my hand, daughter and wife, and I'm gonna try to guess the lock combo. Could the birth years of the daughter and the wife be the solution to this riddle? Probably. I enter the numbers 1917 and 1938. The locks click with satisfaction. Nicely done. A musty, leathery smell wafts from inside. The case is about to reveal its secret. It contains medical supplies, various reports, and a few other documents. Were we a doctor? A faded photograph, part of some kind of legal document, stands out from the rest. The face in it looks strikingly familiar. Identity documents. Now I know who I am. Who am I? I'm the apothecary. Samuel Mather. My own name is foreign to me, yet it is bound to me like a parasitic larva. By profession, I'm an apothecary. Expert knowledge of chemical compounds and their effect on living organisms is my strength. I have sworn to use it as a tool of healing, but I can do harm as easily as I can help. I'm gonna keep you for later. Nope. That sounds more like a knock now, and I don't want to. I don't want to. Okay, I guess I have to. Hi. Have a talk? I assume you've already had time to read the letter. Everything is clear to you, I believe. The conductor towers over me. But don't worry, dear Mr. Mather. It will all be over soon, he says, relishing the moment. Before I take you away, is there anything you'd like to say? Take a look at the figure. The conductor looks at me as if I were an animal in a cage. He eagerly watches my reactions and seems to take a certain pleasure in it. Evoke compassion? With yes, my family is dead. Your family is dead, the conductor says reservedly. In your memories, however, they still linger. Tell me, you didn't break the rules, Mr. Mather, did you? But what are the rules? He sighs, but that doesn't matter anymore. Memories will also pass with you, and with them what little remains of your loved ones. There will be no more reason to mourn. Let's get on our way. The conductor reaches out his skinny hand to me. What if I had played the light card? Just before his fingers touch me, the train rumbles. Far in front, the steam locomotive lets out a terrifying roar. The conductor loses his balance as the train suddenly picks up speed. He grabs the door frame to keep from falling. That hideous mass of tentacles behind the window is breaking apart. As the car breaks free from it, the conductor straightens up. Before he slams the door to my compartment, I catch a look of anger on his face. The sound of his footsteps fade away to the left. The situation is calming down. Oh, the tentacles are gone. As expected. The clock stopped. The wall clock is part of the interior. However, it seems it does not show the correct time. Perhaps it does not work at all. Or the hands are guided by some other rule. What do they show? Interesting. Listen to the announcement. Once again, a voice echoes through the compartment. The immediate danger has passed. Praise the Supreme Engineer. The previous restrictions remain in effect, but you may leave your seats. Further instructions will be provided. And just then, something clicks in the door. Okay. I assume that's the locking mechanism unlocking. I guess we just leave then. The glass is marred by countless scratches, all on the outside. Through the yellow filth, I watch a sky I don't recognize. An alien sky that chills me to the bone. Alien sky, you made an observation. Wait, I love the art. That is so pretty. Every second I spend looking at the alien sky burns me inside. This is not our world anymore. The unnatural hue of the new sun, looking down on the gnawed skeletons of human cities, makes me dizzy. I'll keep it. Okay. Open the door. We are on the last human train, so I don't think anyone is living out there anymore, I don't think. Take a look at the opening. The opening evokes the feeling of a prison cell. In this case, this would not be the good side of the door. I do wonder what that symbol means. It was on our identity documents. Let me look outside again. The glass is marred by countless scratches. Okay, it's the same thing. Look at the paper. The paper carries binding rules for passengers. The supreme engineer propelling this noble machine forward with his iron will establishes the following boarding rules. The train's crew, forever loyal to the sovereign leader, swears to enforce this order by any means necessary, for this is the way to redemption. There are dozens of rules in the same spirit, restricting the free movement, food rations, property, and other freedoms of passengers, all for the greater good. The rules end with a list of possible punishments, under which stands the confident signature of the supreme engineer. Restrictive regime. Strict rules gnaw away at the last remnants of freedom from the bones of passengers. They regulate food rations, duties, and freedoms. The word of the supreme engineer is law. The main points are as follows: prohibition of free movement outside the assigned area, prohibition of endangering one's own or others' lives unless ordered by the crew, no recording of evidence on the train or evidence that took place before. The train crew, conductors, are responsible for enforcing the rules. No price is too high. I'm gonna take it. I feel like I can talk to other passengers about that. Explore luggage. Seemingly abandoned luggage, some are empty, but most are full of personal belongings. They have become memorials. It's hard to guess what fate awaited the owner of this particular briefcase. Look outside again? No, still the same. Got it. I just want to be sure. Could I inspect these? No? Okay. Alright, can we run? We cannot run, I don't think. Have I alerted them to my presence? Oh, I didn't see you there. Whoa, you're just staring at me quietly. Look at the bottles. I'm gonna look at the bottles. Countless bottles of various spirits cover the tabletop. Some of the labels are familiar to me. Others I'm seeing for the first time. All the bottles have one thing in common. They're completely empty. There's not even the faintest hint of the bitter alcohol scent one might expect. Why their owner put them on display here is a mystery to me. Alcohol bottles. Oh, my hand is full. Okay, so I can only have 3 at a time. Mute figures made of glass, empty and without purpose, yet here they are, displayed in front of one of the passengers. Is this a sentiment, a string pulling the mind back to times long gone? A materialized remembrance can take many forms. I'm gonna keep it for later. Take a look at the man. Why must you stare at me like that, sir? It looks like there's a note there. A sad man with bloodshot eyes sits at the table. Have a talk. Young sir, the man's gaze is unexpectedly firm. You haven't spoken to me during our entire journey. Now you won't even introduce yourself and demand something from me? You will have to forgive me, but that being said, I refuse to be of any use to you. Okay, so he is peeved that I'm not introducing myself, so me just take this and I'm going to introduce myself. Hello, introduce myself. I like it. The man looks at me sternly again, but eventually his features give way. My pleasure, Samuel, offering my hand to shake. My name is Garrett Wilcott. The profession of an apothecary is a very noble one, widely respected. I regret that the same cannot be said of my profession. I'm a judge, or at least I used to be, before I got on this train. Judge. Oh. Crime and punishment wage an eternal battle against each other. Those who commit evil stand against those who punish evil, and how else to punish than with evil itself? Becoming an instrument of justice robs a man of part of his humanity. It brings him closer to the evil he wants to fight, and no amount of ironed robes and elaborate ethics will save him. And so Garrett sacrificed himself for the sake of justice. We can only hope that his motivation was an altruistic need to protect others, rather than his own pleasure in punishment. I'm gonna take it. Take a look at Garrett. Garrett is sitting at the table. His bloodshot eyes are fixed on the bottles in front of him. Maybe I should offer him a drink. And put these back. And we're gonna offer Garrett an alcohol bottle. Ask about the bottles. Garrett raises his eyebrows. I'm not surprised by your question, Samuel. For the first few weeks, maybe months of our journey, the alcohol in these bottles provided me with comfort, a connection to my lost life. But it's been a long time since the last drop dried up. There will never be another one like this, or any other, he says gloomily. Sometimes, however, I can still sense that sweet hint of alcohol, fleeting and elusive. That's why I keep them here. In our situation, there is no longer any reason to keep our petty secrets. I would give anything for the chance to feel that beautiful alcoholic intoxication one last time. Well, okay. What else I'm gonna put you back. Can I ask more about you by having your card in my hand? Ask about Garrett's occupation. In my profession, more than anywhere else, it applies that what is good for one can be evil for another. But I'm still only human. It's impossible for me to make universally correct decisions. If it still mattered in any way, I'd like the sum of my decisions to have a positive effect. Okay, can I do the combo that I had in the beginning where he didn't really want to talk to me? How about a restrictive regime? We'll try that one first, alone. Ask about the regime. I understand what you're asking, Samuel, he ponders. You know, people need order, rules, and laws so they don't stray. Restrictions and punishments are certainly unpopular, yet necessary. If you are intelligent, you will comply, hand over control, and spend the rest of your life in calm. As far as I'm concerned, I am extremely glad that I no longer have to bear the burden of choice. I have no ambition to disrupt the order here. Okay. Talk about family? Family, he muses, is everything to a man. It's a legacy, it's meaning. At least that's how I used to think about it until recently. Are you interested in anything specific? Would you like to tell me something about your family? Or are you asking about mine? I don't know. Maybe I should combine it with myself? Talk about my family. Ah. A wife and daughter, you say. I do believe they brought you much happiness. Don't let our current situation tarnish your memories. Hold on to them. One lady here on board told me that memories are the only thing worth living for. Gosh, there's so many options just for this one character. There's so many different ways you can interact with him. Okay, I'm gonna put this back and I'm gonna take the judge and I'm gonna ask about his family. Ask about Garrett's family. This is one of the few topics I'm not going to discuss with you. Garrett shudders. He seems to be fighting some sort of internal struggle. Interesting. Okay, if you don't want to talk about it, I fully accept that. Can I talk about my family in relation to the regime? I don't think that's okay, so we found an option, or we found a combo that's not actually a combo. Can we talk about the alien sky? Ask about the world outside. You know, Samuel, I still sometimes hope to wake up from this nightmare. Then I'll look out at the sky. Garrett turns his head to the window. And I realize it's not a dream. It's really happening. There is nothing waiting for us. There's no one else left. Only us, the crew of the last human train. Oh, you've learned something. Yes, we are the last human train. There is nothing left but this train, a huge steel mass filled with despair and resignation. Is this an arc of hope or a foolish attempt to escape the inevitable? The tracks ahead, like our future, are lost in an endless void. We are the last people, the last passengers. I don't know how you keep going on, like knowing you are the last ones, but I want Samuel to be a survivor. I'm gonna take it in hand. Can I ask more about the train? No, I can't combine those. I'm gonna put this one back. How about just the train? My knowledge of the matter is modest, but one thing is certain. The world as we knew it is over. And this train, our train, is the last vestige of human civilization. We must not stop or even slow down, never. Garrett seemed to recite this phrase mechanically. I still haven't decided whether the steel behemoth is our salvation or our prison. It feels very prison-y, to be honest, Garrett. Okay, well, good chat. A lot of info. I really like combining the cards to create new dialogue options. That's really fun. Seemingly abandoned luggage. Some are empty, but most are full of personal belongings. They have become memorials. It's hard to guess what fate awaited the owner of this particular briefcase. Okay, so it's the same as the other one. The way they just oh no. You're panicking. You're in full-blown panic, it looks like. Look at the young man. This person is in considerable discomfort. Head and hands and tremors are obvious evidence of such. His clothes are soaked with sweat. The acrid smell is almost unbearable. Shoot, what should I... Ooh, whoa, that's pretty. I know you're freaking out, but look at this stained glass window. Can I ask him a question? Would you like some light? It seems that light can bring more, like, sanity. No, okay. How about I introduce myself? Hello, I'm Samuel. The young man only acknowledges me after several attempts. Mr. Samuel, he keeps shaking. We've already had the honor. Euler, sir. My name is Euler. Please, he trembles. A man of your profession. Help me. The noise here is unbearable. This infernal machine will not let me rest. His eyes glisten. Unbearable noise. You've learned something. The noise never stops. It is part of all of us. The hum of the steam engine and the clank of the sleepers will be with us for the rest of our lives. The human mind is unusually adaptable, so most passengers have long since become accustomed to the constant roar of the machine. If we didn't, we would end up like that withered young man suffering from tremors in the corner of the carriage. I'm gonna take it. Maybe I can ask someone. I'm gonna put this back. Hey, Garrett, how do you feel about the noise? No, Garrett reflects. I can't say I'm particularly bothered by the noise here. I'm very glad for that because you can't run away from the noise. The ears cannot be closed. Perhaps only a medicine, he continues. A soothing remedy would help. However, here on board, who would have such a thing in their scarce reserves? He gives me a significant look at those words. Maybe me? Possibly me. I am the apothecary. Search for a calming substance. I love this card mechanic. In addition to the recorded knowledge needed to produce various medicines, the case also contains several potent substances. Amongst the powdered ingredients and dried herbs lies a lone vial of brown liquid. Last remaining dose of laudanum. I should use it wisely. There must be more than one use for it. So do I give it to the Euler? Do I give it to Euler? Tinctures of opium used to cure many ailments, that is, until they were banned in the early 20th century. And yet, one innocent-looking bottle is found in amongst my inventory. Consumption of the substance causes a shift in consciousness, feelings of euphoria and peace. It relieves both physical and mental pain. I'm gonna give it to Euler. What if, he helps us because we helped him? There's an announcement. Oh, I like that they react to it as well. I'm gonna listen to it. The unpleasant noise is interrupted by a firm and measured voice. Announcement to the passengers, speaks the conductor. Our providers in the dining car have just finished preparing today's rations. Food will be distributed at the conductor's office service window. Begin approaching it one by one. Respect the order determined by your place in the car. Mr. Mather will approach first. To the Supreme Engineer, our gratitude. Well, I have someone to help first. Hello. Offer laudanum. The young man licks his lips greedily and seems lost in thought. He is clearly hungry, but eventually he notices me and reacts. What a kind offer, really. I appreciate it immensely, especially coming from you. However, I don't use addictive substances. The young man suddenly grits his teeth as a new wave of pain overwhelms him. No, you're right. I'm willing to try anything. This is no longer endurable. Oh no. Am I gonna get him addicted to laudanum? With those words, he swallows the contents of the offered bottle. This might be bad in the future. The young man's troubled features finally relax. Comfort, peace, thank you. He might get mad at us when we run out. Look at the stained glass window. The ornamental decoration made of cut glass depicts an unusual scene. Despite the pastel colors, the mere sight of it unsettles me. What could be its meaning? Would you like laudanum stained glass window? It's a hard life being a window. Okay. Is there anything I can use with the window? I'm just gonna put these back. Focus on the light. The light from the other side passes through the glass and draws color patterns on the surrounding environment. The disturbing scene takes on a third dimension. Oh, I do. Yeah, I see that. Is there anything else I can use? Alien sky? Search for the meaning of the stained glass. Oh, interesting. I didn't expect that to work. The shapes formed by the interwoven pieces of glass vaguely remind me of a foreign sky beyond the window. The stained glass window evokes the same feeling of hundreds of eyes tirelessly trying to seek me out, to find and destroy me. Interesting. There has to be something else too, right? Maybe that's it. No, none of that works. Well, you seem to have like a personal... No, okay. Wife and daughter? No? Okay. Maybe that's it. Euler's arms are relaxed and he looks calm. Okay. His clothes are soaked with sweat. Can we have a like conversation with him now that he's like chill? We'll talk about my family. Tell about my family. You had a wife and a daughter. Well, he muses. But why are you telling me this? They probably weren't on the train with you. Otherwise, you wouldn't remember them. Let's see. Last human train and regime. Ask about the regime. You're asking for my opinion on the regime? I think it's necessary. Tell you what, he winks at me. I'll let you in on a little secret. Supreme Engineer, that man is, in my opinion, an innovator, a pioneer. Not only did he save us, but he also manages to maintain a fragile harmony here on board. I don't want to brag, but I helped him a little in the past. Of course, we haven't met in person, but I lent a hand to get this train rolling. Interesting. What else can I ask you? Can I ask you about the outside? It's incredible, isn't it? Euler gazes outside, how our world has changed and how quickly. Those things out there must wield terrible power. He looks fascinated. It's as if the end of the world was an enticing mystery for him to solve. I have a wonder. Can I take the laudanum again? Laudanum again? Okay, laudanum. Hello. Would you like some? Mention it. Garrett is evidently hungry, and for a moment it seems he will ignore me. But eventually he responds. Garrett glares at me. Laudanum? I'm familiar with the effects of the substance. However, I don't understand why you mention it. Do you happen to have some on your person? Can you be more specific, dear Samuel? I like how they're like, why are you talking to me about this? Open the door. Mr. Samuel, be careful. The crew recently closed this door for other passengers. Freedom of movement is restricted here. Study the boarding rules thoroughly. They're displayed on the walls. Stay safe, he says, turning away. The door is locked anyway. Where was I supposed to do the food thing? Is it this one? Oh my god. Really? Does it have to be that way? Ah, Mr. Mather, it is good to see you again. As a form of apology for a recent misunderstanding, I have taken the liberty of personally delivering your rations to your compartment. You will find your plate hidden under one of the seats. I'm sure you understand that I would hate for a passerby to get hold of it. I don't like that. I feel like you're trying to get me to go back into my room to lock me in it. Bon appetit. Can we have a talk? You can go now. The food is in your compartment under the seat. I wish you a good appetite. No, what, like, can I just chat with you? No, okay. I don't think he's gonna want to chat with us. You can put those fingers away, Mr. Conductor. We don't need to see that. Oh my god. Stop that! Ugh. Hungry eyes bore into my face. They're full of primitive urge. That. Oh, who is that? Take a look at Euler. Euler is still shaking and sweating, barely able to stay on his feet. He waits, not paying attention to his surroundings. What is that in the back? I can't get to you. Okay. Bye. Can I close the door? Holy moly. I was not expecting a jump scare. Search for the food. At the very back, in the layers of dust and cobwebs, lies a silver object. Okay, that looks, a tray with food, as the conductor said. Inspect. Next to the plate of disgusting mush lies a piece of paper, a letter. It's from Supreme Engineer. The letter begins, Dear Mr. Mather, recent events in which you have been involved have caught my personal attention. Please accept the attached insignia as a symbol of my direct oversight of you from this moment onwards. Now eat in peace and as early as possible. Visit your conductor. He has already been instructed and will explain everything to you. Until then, do not speak to anyone. Well, when you tell me don't do anything, I want to do it. Do not put this matter on hold. Oh, I see. Interesting. Insignia, symbol of the crew. Part of the crew, part of the ship. Very cool. A symbol of the totalitarian regime that rules the train. It is a badge that the crew proudly wears on their chests, signifying their superiority over other passengers. I was given an insignia by the Supreme Engineer. I should think very carefully before telling anyone about it. I'm gonna go tell everyone. The thing on the plate isn't food. The sight of that burbling abomination causes me physical distress, and the pungent smell makes my head spin. However, it is only now that I realize how hungry I really am. My stomach is knotting up. I'm actually considering trying it. I wonder if to eat it, I should pick my card. Eat. Perhaps I will try to at least eat some dry bread. Oh, you ate all of it. What have I done? You ate all of it. I can't believe I ate that atrocity. What primal urge must have taken hold of me? The same primal urge that turned every other passenger into spooky, stand behind you menacingly beings. Explore the remedies. The suitcase is crammed with all sorts of tinctures, medicinal preparations, and powdered ingredients. The mixture of scents wafting from it overwhelms my senses. I'm sure I'll find something useful here as long as I know what to look for. Okay, that's how we got the laudanum. Should we go outside? And our insignia. Put this one back. I'm gonna go do what I shouldn't do. Also, I know I can crouch. Is there anything I can find on the ground? I should have been crouching around here. Don't mind me. Don't mind. I know this looks silly, but you are on a last human train, so this can't be the strangest thing you've seen. Hi, Garrett. Who should I tell? I'm going to talk to Garrett about it. Garrett, ask about the symbol. I see that symbol even in my own dreams. It's everywhere, reminding us that we're under protection of the crew and the supreme engineer. Okay. Hello? The symbol was chosen by the supreme engineer. He has united us under it, a symbol of his protection and order, omnipresent. I studied it for hours, and during that time I saw many things in it. However, what exactly it is supposed to represent remains a mystery to me. I wonder what that oh, I didn't know. A few blankets hung on a wire form on an improvised wall. It is a sort of shelter, providing the passenger on the other side with an apparent sense of privacy. Enforce access. The man on the other end snorts dismissively. You can stick your rules and authority where the sun doesn't shine. It's odd, but I can't bring myself to pull the sheet away. My own hands refuse to obey me. Strange. Very strange. Is there anything else I can do? Can I shine a light on it? Initiate conversation. Leave me alone, the man on the other end snaps at me. Voluntary isolation. There are thousands of reasons to go into seclusion, but often just one is enough. It is not at all clear what drove the builder of this improvised shelter to voluntarily isolate himself, but however flimsy this lonely fortress may be, its symbolism is clear, and the other passengers acknowledge it, at least to some extent. I'm gonna take this in hand. Can I use this to talk to others? You know, I'm very perceptive, and amid all the noise the train makes, I heard some sounds coming from under the blanket. That person is miserable. He might be grieving the loss of a loved one, Mr. Samuel. That's what the elderly lady back here on the deck was saying. A loss so tragic that it causes one to shut out the world. How about Garrett? Garrett glances at the ragged wall behind my back. I know very little about that man there hiding from the world, but one thing is clear to me. He's weak, a weakling and a coward. Some people are born this way. For others, it is the result of an overprotective mother. Holy moly. Of course, every one of us aboard this train has plenty of reasons to be sad. However, he glares at me. None of us fall into such strong melancholy, do we? A little judgmental there, Garrett. A little harsh. The door is locked. The young man on the bench said it's a regime restriction. Can I use my insignia? Try to overcome the door. I don't see any way to open the door yet. It would be better to give up on futile efforts. Okay. Well, let's go where we're supposed to go after I have talked to others. Although I just asked them about the symbol, I didn't necessarily like show them the insignia. Open the door. Oh. Thank you for trying out the demo. Oh, what a cliffhanger. The railway mystery will continue in the full game, but your adventure doesn't have to end just yet. Take a look at the empty spaces in the album to see if there's any lore you're missing. And of course, add the game to your wish. I'm really liking this. I want to play more. Okay, what am I missing? If I'm missing anything. Okay, we got that. This. Oh, I'm missing one thing. 2. Okay. 3. I'm missing 3 things. Let's search for them. I'm really liking this game. I want the full game right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, can I use any of this on like the items? I just want to see if there's any combos I can make. Alcohol? Ask about the bottles. Mr. Samuel, now I understand why the man across the corridor is so fond of his bottles. Thanks to a lot of them, I've experienced the feeling of intoxication that he must miss so much. Unfortunately, I don't have any alcohol with me, nor do I know if there's any left on board. What if I have alcohol in my apothecary thing? Search for alcohol. I've already taken the last dose of laudanum. There's no other numbing agent I can find. No. How about something for the involuntary solitude? Or sorry, not involuntary, voluntary. Unbearable noise, voluntary isolation. No. Okay. Maybe there's nothing else in there. Focus on the noise. Right now, the speaker is silent. However, the train itself is making an awful lot of noise. Okay. How do you feel about the noise now? The noise doesn't bother me anymore, thank you, Mr. Samuel. I can finally enjoy the ride. The last human train. It's beautiful here. Look through the glass. This might be new. The cut glass distorts the figure on the other side to such an extent that it hardly looks human. It would be so easy to break through the decoration and penetrate it, but it repels me to such an extent that I loathe even touching it. Interesting. Oh, focus on the unknown light. Wait. An unnatural light dyes the dead world in crimson. The color of blood spills into the car, on the walls, on the luggage, on me. I feel disgraced by it. There's a travel flask among the items. Oh, I reach for it. Unfortunately, it's empty. Besides, it doesn't even appear to have ever had alcohol in it. It probably held some kind of medicinal tincture. Oh. Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah, it is right there. Inspect the items. Look at the candle. The clock. I wonder if I can do something with the clock. Explore the connection with the train. The clock is elegantly decorated and fits well into the interior. It was probably assembled together with the car. Oh, look at the papers. Several papers are pinned to the wallpaper and wall lining. As far as I can tell, it is some kind of mathematical calculations and equations, but it is not within my ability to understand them. Every single paper is signed with the name Euler P. Meadow, combinatorialist, Miskatonic University. That's one of the ones I was missing. Euler P. Meadow, a name belonging to an obviously brilliant mind, a consciousness capable of peering behind the curtain of the universe and seeing the grand order in chaos. Combinatorics is the science of ordering, selecting, and enumerating possibilities. It reveals the true magnitude of the potential of an individual and quantifies our destiny. I'm gonna take that. I can ask about it. There you go. Yes, he recalls. Before the train, I worked at the university studying probability and quantifying possibilities. I also enjoyed ciphers and cracking passwords. I'm curious what effect your laudanum will have on my reasoning, and an interesting experiment, he grins. However, if you are interested in something specific, Mr. Samuel, I may be able to understand my old notes and find what you seek in them. Ask for the meaning. My equations. Through numbers, I am able to understand the world. I believe I can even find a solution to our situation in them. So far, I've managed to identify a trend, Mr. Samuel. Take a look at this formula. He points to something. The intervals between the sacrifices are getting shorter. Yes, the train is getting hungrier. Time is running out. The train is getting hungrier is not a good thing. Not a good thing whatsoever. Yes, Euler and I have occasionally engaged in casual conversation in the past. Those were rare moments when he was feeling well. However, we didn't have much in common. This man is fascinated by both mathematics and railways. He knows both subjects inside out, and I'm sure he could tell you a lot even about our train. Cool. Euler doesn't seem to be bothered by the stained glass in any way. Although surrounded by flickering figures, he has finally achieved inner peace. Last human train? How did he get on the train? It's a strange history, he says, with excitement, shifting in his seat. I was here on board when the train first set off on its journey. I helped get it up and running, and you could say I was its first passenger. From this window, he points, I watched the world disappear. At first, we stopped every now and then to rescue survivors, but the stops became fewer and fewer. Afterwards, we couldn't stop at all, and I began to suffer from pain. Oh no. That must have been awful to see. You're asking for my opinion on the regime? Oh, okay. He very much supports the regime. Okay, I can't do that. What about this one? No. How about, do you have a family? Ask about Euler's family. Strange question. You know, I never really cared about relationships. Math was everything to me, and I don't regret it at all. Okay. How about this in laudanum? No. How about this in me? No. Anything else? Anything that we didn't do? Alien sky? Ask about the world outside. We've done that before. Ask about the Garrett relationship. Judge Garrett. I think he's very lonely. We talk sometimes when my condition allows it. He speaks so strangely. Something is troubling him. He never told me exactly what, but he must have done something. He can't forgive himself. It must be a terrible sin. Ooh, new sins is a card. We all make mistakes and commit sins. However, some sins burden us so heavily that the weight of the remorse becomes unbearable. Our conscience becomes an enemy, endlessly tormenting us with our unchangeable past. It is weakness that others can exploit if they have the right tools. A person can be completely destroyed by their sins, or stripped bare and exposed. Garrett's remorse gives him no peace. He must have done something terrible. How many more sinners are still on board? Oh, I'm gonna take that in hand. Interesting. Talk about sinning. Euler looks at me as if he doesn't understand what I'm asking him. I should be more specific. Have you sinned? Confess to me. Yes, here we go. What do you mean, me? I've treated everyone with respect my whole life. I mind my own business and don't get in anyone's way. I haven't done anything wrong. After all, I even helped put this train into service, the last human train. I helped so many people. You helped put this train, the hungry train, into service where sacrifices are happening? And you're like, I'm a good person? Okay. Cool. I mean, you're also the first passenger. Shouldn't you have been one of the first to get sacrificed? You've been able to live this long while other people are getting sacrificed to the train and you're not? Interesting. Let's see. Garrett, what about your sins? Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. As a judge, I can confirm that we are all sinners. If you'd like to confess a sin to me, don't be shy. I'm sure I've heard worse. Let's see. Let's say our sins. Oh, I thought I could confess the sin. Oh no. No, okay, this isn't a viable option. Oh, what about wife and daughter? Is that an applicable sin to... No, what about... Didn't I say I was a coward to my daughter? No, okay. Is that not? No, that's not an option. No. What about your sins, Garrett? Ask about the judge's sins. Garrett hesitates. You know, he doesn't seem very talkative. If you're wondering who did something wrong, I'd focus on the man behind the blanket across the corridor. He diverts the conversation. Suspicious character at first glance. You're deflecting. You're deflecting. You're deflecting. Okay. So we're missing one thing. I want to get it. I don't know what to look for, but judging by Euler's appearance, I'd guess he won't have much luggage on board. His clothes look like as if it hasn't changed in months. I didn't realize that I could look for specific luggage. Search for Garrett's. I don't know what to look for or what Garrett's luggage might look like. However, it seems to me everything the judges care about is right there on the table in front of them. What about my luggage? Although I guess my luggage is in the room. I believe I have all my personal belongings stored in my compartment. What about my family's luggage? None of this luggage belongs to my family, apparently. It makes no sense for them to be outside my compartment. What about Hmm. Ah, that was something new that I thought of. Look into the flames and reminisce. For a brief moment, I was a pilgrim without an identity, without anything. How is it possible to lose oneself? However, everything has returned, not only the awareness of who I am, but also the expertise of my profession. Explore the remedies, examine the contents. Look into the flames and reminisce. Wait a moment. There's nothing to wait for right now. Look at my reflection. My face is distorted by dirt and numerous scratches on the glass plane. Despite this, however, I recognize a confused person trying to understand the world around him. Oh, that's an interesting thing. Well, I'm missing one card out of all of the demo cards. I have tried so many different things, and unfortunately I am out of time, but I'm very excited to play the full version of this game. I think it's really cool. The card mechanic is super interesting, super like curiosity driven, and I just like all the possibilities that it gives you in terms of interacting with the world and the characters. So yeah, this is definitely my radar. I will be playing it fully once it comes out. Thank you for watching. If you have any sort of theories as to what the one last thing, the one last card could be, please let me know. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.